Welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's both shocking and urgent: the fastest collapsing states in the United States for 2024. These states are facing severe challenges that are pushing them to the brink. From economic downturns to surging crime rates, environmental disasters, and political instability, these states are becoming increasingly unlivable. If you're currently living in one of these states, you might want to reconsider your future plans. Here are the 11 fastest collapsing states in the U.S. for 2024. Let's get into it. Starting our list at number 11 is New Mexico. Known for its rich history and stunning landscapes, New Mexico is unfortunately crumbling under the weight of economic stagnation and poor education outcomes. With one of the highest poverty rates in the nation, the state's economy is heavily reliant on federal spending and oil revenues. The declining oil industry is hitting the state hard, leading to budget shortfalls that impact public services. Crime rates are rising, particularly in Albuquerque, where violent crime has skyrocketed. Moreover, the education system is struggling, with students scoring below the national average in most key areas. If you're thinking of a prosperous future, New Mexico might not be your best bet. Next up at number 10 is Mississippi, a state that has been grappling with economic challenges for decades. Despite its rich cultural heritage, Mississippi consistently ranks at the bottom in terms of education, healthcare, and income. The state's healthcare system is in crisis, with rural hospitals shutting down at an alarming rate, leaving many without access to basic medical services. Unemployment remains high and opportunities for advancement are scarce. The state's infrastructure is crumbling, with roads and bridges in desperate need of repair. With a declining population and limited prospects, Mississippi's future looks bleak, making it one of the fastest collapsing states in 2024. At number 9, we have Louisiana. The Pelican State is known for its vibrant culture, delicious cuisine, and historic cities like New Orleans. However, it's also known for its vulnerability to natural disasters. Frequent hurricanes and flooding have devastated communities, leading to billions in damages and forcing many residents to flee. On top of that, Louisiana has some of the highest crime rates in the nation and ranks poorly in healthcare and education. The state's economy, heavily dependent on oil and gas, is struggling to adapt to the green energy transition. With environmental risks and socio-economic challenges piling up, Louisiana is on a dangerous path toward collapse. West Virginia, coming in at number 8, is another state facing significant difficulties. The decline of the coal industry, once the backbone of West Virginia's economy, has left thousands jobless and towns deserted. The opioid crisis has ravaged the state, contributing to one of the highest overdose death rates in the country. With a shrinking population, deteriorating infrastructure, and limited economic opportunities, the future of West Virginia looks increasingly uncertain. The state's rugged beauty remains, but for many it's no longer enough to stay. Number 7 on our list is Arkansas, a state with deep roots in agriculture but few modern opportunities. Poverty rates remain stubbornly high, particularly in rural areas where economic development is virtually non-existent. The state's education system ranks near the bottom and healthcare access is limited, especially in the more remote regions. Arkansas also struggles with poor infrastructure, with roads and bridges in desperate need of repairs. Despite the natural beauty of the Ozarks, Arkansas faces a bleak future unless significant changes are made. Coming in at number 6 is Alabama. This state has a long history of political and economic challenges, and these issues are now converging into a full-blown crisis. Alabama's public education system is one of the worst in the country, and the state consistently ranks near the bottom in healthcare. Meanwhile, the economy is struggling to modernize, with outdated industries and a lack of innovation holding it back. High poverty rates, racial tensions, and political corruption further exacerbate the state's decline. For many residents, the future in Alabama looks increasingly grim. Oklahoma, at number 5, is facing a convergence of natural and economic disasters. The state is part of Tornado Alley, and severe storms frequently wreak havoc on communities. Economically, Oklahoma is heavily dependent on oil and gas industries that have seen significant downturns in recent years. The state's education system is in crisis, with teachers underpaid and schools underfunded. Rural communities are particularly hard hit, with declining populations and limited job prospects. With a faltering economy and frequent natural disasters, Oklahoma's future is anything but stable. At number 4, we have Kentucky. The decline of the coal industry has hit this state particularly hard, leaving entire communities without jobs and driving many to seek work elsewhere. Poverty rates are high, especially in the Appalachian region, where economic opportunities are few and far between. The state's education system is struggling and healthcare access is limited in rural areas. The opioid crisis has also taken a heavy toll on Kentucky, contributing to widespread social and economic decline. With little hope for economic recovery, Kentucky is rapidly collapsing. Michigan takes the number 3 spot on our list. The state has been in a slow decline since the collapse of its once mighty auto industry. Detroit, once the heart of American manufacturing, is a shadow of its former self, plagued by crime, poverty, and decaying infrastructure. While there have been efforts to revitalize the city, progress has been slow and uneven. Outside of Detroit, many rural and small-town communities are also struggling, with high unemployment and limited prospects. Environmental issues, such as the ongoing Flint water crisis, further highlight the state's troubles. Michigan's collapse is a warning of what happens when an economy fails to diversify. Surprisingly, California comes in at number 2. Once seen as the land of opportunity, the Golden State is now facing a myriad of crises. Skyrocketing housing costs have led to a massive homelessness problem, with tent cities springing up in every major city. The state is also grappling with frequent wildfires, extreme droughts, and power outages, all of which are putting immense strain on its infrastructure. Additionally, the state's economy, while still large, is increasingly divided, with the tech industry thriving while many others lag behind. The cost of living continues to rise, driving people out of the state in droves. Despite its wealth, California is collapsing under the weight of its own success. And finally, at number 1, we have Illinois. The state's collapse is most evident in Chicago, where crime, corruption, and economic decline are rampant. The city's once thriving manufacturing base has all but disappeared, leaving behind abandoned factories and devastated communities. Illinois also has one of the highest levels of public debt in the country, largely due to decades of political mismanagement and corruption. Taxes are sky high, but public services remain inadequate. The state's pension crisis is another ticking time bomb, threatening to bankrupt the state. For many residents, the only solution has been to leave, and the exodus shows no sign of slowing down. Illinois is without a doubt the fastest collapsing state in 2024. So there you have it, the 11 fastest collapsing states in the United States for 2024. These states are facing a perfect storm of economic decline, social unrest, and environmental challenges. If you're living in one of these states, it might be time to consider your options. While these issues are complex and deeply rooted, one thing is clear: the future in these states is uncertain. If you found this video informative, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future updates. And as always, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Where do you think these states are headed? Will they recover, or is the collapse inevitable? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.